gonna learn. Yeah, you're gonna learn plenty. When you listen to the boys from Pops and Pennie, you'll get to know so much, you're gonna learn so much. Keep your dollars in check, don't get out of touch. So your piggy bank should never be empty. Oh, when you listen to the boys from Pops and Pennie. So your piggy bank should never be empty. Oh, when you listen to the boys from Pops and Pennie.
Welcome back to Pops and Pennies. Nick, I feel like we've done this a little bit.
Yeah.
What are you drinking?
I'm drinking Monster Energy Zero Sugar.
I have a Ghost Energy Zero Sugar Sour Pink Lemonade.
Still sounds good.
It is very good, honestly. So we wanted to talk to you kids today about budgeting and why budgeting is important because, let's face it, many adults don't do this.
Right.
And that's the number one thing that we see that plunges people into debt. You don't know how much you make, you don't know how much is going out, and you don't track any of it.
Yep.
So part of learning great habits is learning them young. Nick, how well does your daughter speak Spanish?
Oh, pretty fluently.
And how long has she been doing that? She's 9. How long has she been doing that?
I'd say almost her whole life. So she started at 2 or 3 years old.
Okay. So much easier for her to speak Spanish now than it is for you, right?
Oh, yeah. I speak very little.
Me too.
Yeah, let's say.
So if you can learn these things when you're young, it helps you when you're older. So why is a budget important to a younger child?
Well, I mean, I say a budget's important because it teaches you how to write down and how to track your finances, and finances is money, right? Whether you're getting an allowance, whether you're going out and earning it through side jobs, whether you're, 16 or around there getting a job and getting a paycheck, it'll help you track how much money you've earned. We had Skylar on, who is, an 18-year-old kid. And right, one of the questions I asked him was, how much do you make? How long have you worked here? And then all of a sudden he's like, oh, okay. So I make $200 a week, times that by the 52, weeks in a year. And so he's like, oh, I could have $10,000. And I asked him, I was like, how much is in your bank account? And he's like, $3,000. So he has no idea where he spent $7,000. So budgeting is a way to track where that $7,000 is gone. And, before you know it, that money could just be anywhere because you don't think about it. Hey, $3 for a Monster here, $5 for a candy bar there, but now, hey, if we're budgeting and say, hey, I get to spend $10 going out to the store to get a toy, and I'm saving, right? Because savings is huge. And it allows us to know how much we're allowed to save and how much we can save. It's starting at young is a tool that will always be helpful at every age of life.
Well, and we live in unprecedented times right now, so it was much easier to save generations ago.
Yeah.
Even in my generation, it was much easier to save than it is now. So if you're a kid growing up right now, anywhere from 5 to 18, it's going to be a lot harder for you to save for your retirement.
Yeah.
And the earlier you start and the more you sacrifice to put $5 in a week.
Yep.
Just $5 a week. It's going to grow exponentially because what's the ratio, Nick, when you start saving at like 20 versus 40?
In your 20s, it's $88 for every $1 you invest. In your 30s, it becomes $33.
Yeah, so you lose more than half the value.
And so if you're young, if you're below 18 because you're watching Pops and Pennies, the amount of money. So we're looking at it, and I think $600, so $50 a month, $50 a month for in the young ages. If I do that throughout my childhood, it'll be worth bare minimum of $1.5 million by the time I'm ready to retire at 59 and a half. So, because I was looking at starting something for my daughter at 9 years old. So, adding the extra 10 years compared to in the 20s is going to be, just at $10 a week should be worth $1.5 million.
Well, let's say grandma gives you $10 for your birthday.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody wants to take that $10 and go buy something.
Yep. My wife lets my daughter go buy whatever she wants.
And I mean, that's great and all.
Yep.
But we do teach a 3-jar system. Go back and watch that episode. Great episode.
Yeah.
Take $4 and go buy something.
Yep.
Take $4 and throw it in your savings. take $2 and throw it into an account that you can give later, whether it's something you care about.
Yep.
You don't have to go and donate money to the March of Dimes because it doesn't mean something to you necessarily, but maybe you're really passionate about animals and you want to give it to, a local animal charity, or maybe you're really passionate about, people that don't have enough to eat and you want to give it to a food bank. There are so many great things out there. That's the wonderful thing about the time we live in. There's a lot of great charities out there that you can give to.
Yep.
And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture.
Well, and I think that's what budgeting does. Budgeting allows you to choose what you do with your money. And as young kids, one of my, David and I firmly believe that you as young kids, young as 17 and under, you have the ability to change and make an impact on the world. Whether it's $1 that you give per week, whether it's $100 that you're giving per week, like whatever you could afford, you have the ability to change lives and impact the world, right? And I firmly believe that if you can take control of your money, you will forever be able to impact some type of life, right? Whether it's your own family or whether it's, another person out in the world. We had another episode where we talked about getting into debt. When you're getting into debt, it's going to make it very hard for you to impact something besides your own life. So try to keep yourself impacting lives and going straight for the forward. And you do that by budgeting. And if you need a budgeting sheet so that way you can start writing everything down, reach out to us at Pops and Pennies. We will give you a sheet. We will talk to you about, tracking your bank accounts, tracking your 3-jar system, because you need to know how much money you have at all times.
We're here to help and we're happy to help. I mean, that's why we do these episodes, because we want to help.
Yep.
So if you need help, please just reach out and say, hey, guys, I need some help.
Yeah.
And we're going to do everything we can for you.
I say, and we've talked about ways to make money. There's so many Pops and Pennies episodes out there. And if you have an episode that you want for us to do an episode on, please let us know, kids. Have your parents reach out. You could reach out yourself. Find a way to find us, and we'll make this happen. So, but to say baseball's going on.
It
So,
is.
anything else that you want to talk about for budgeting?
No, I think that's a great start for the kids.
Awesome. Miss A, thanks so much for the Monster Energy drink. 0 sugar, and
Yeah, I enjoyed my Ghost Energy 0 sugar sour pink lemonade. That was great. Kids, like, subscribe, share. Tell your parents. Get out here, learn about money, and hopefully we'll help set you up for success in the future.
there you go.
You're gonna learn plenty. When you listen to the boys from Pops and Pennie, you'll get to know so much, you're gonna learn so much. Keep your dollars in check, don't get out of touch. So your piggy bank should never be empty. When you listen to the boys from Pops and Pennie. So your piggy bank should never be empty. When you listen to the boys from Pops and Pennie.